Still in the. Remember, were we in the tavern at this point, or were you talking to Priest, or had you already talked to Priest?
Mark, you are cutting out so bad I can't understand what you're saying.
Shoot. Well, that's not going to work then.
It was fine on this side.
It was fine on this end too.
Oh, it must have just been me then. I'm sorry.
Which is strange. If you're local, I would have thought you'd have a better connection.
One would think. I'm trying to
Not
close.
only that, we should have the same connection.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to shut everything down that I don't absolutely running. I do have a full bar full of stuff running.
I seem to recall we just finished speaking to Priest, and we were going to head back to the tavern. Did we do any shopping along the way? Maybe you do some shopping quickly first. I think I need to buy some new silver arrows because I don't want to be relying on these black ones.
Okay. So I suppose you're going to want pricing.
If it's changed, yes.
No, it hasn't changed. So if you recall, I don't recall off the top of my head how much those arrows are. So
Okay. I think we just took the book price. I'd look that up now.
yeah. Right. You visited Priest. He identified some items.
Yep.
There are a bunch of refugees kind of all over the place. Some of them are in the tavern. Baraton had offered a full piece to the innkeeper to help offset the cost.
No, that wasn't me. That was Sorek, eh?
I think we both did actually.
Why overly generous?
You gave him a gold piece to offset the cost. I gave him a gold piece to hang on to any barrels of ale he gets.
Oh, okay. Sorak has pre-ordered some barrels of. I'm sorry. Did you say barrels of ale or?
Ale, yep. A barrel of ale to kind of hold it back.
So silver arrows are 2 GP for 2, so 1 GP each. I only get 7. Well, I'll get 8 because I sold in pairs, so that's 8 GP.
Okay.
I'll get 10. Why not? And then I can just make it 1 PP.
Live a little.
And you had spoken with Ragnus. You mentioned that he was.
Oh, should we bring the others up to speed? Oh,
Yes.
Sorry,
Sure.
And,
Yeah.
Bring
our shifty bard rogue be here shortly.
Yep. So,
Okay.
does someone else want to go ahead and relay?
Well, if he's going to join us shortly, we'll wait until then, until we give a summary. So
Okay.
you can just catch up on where we were in the town, and then we'll give a full summary when he's on.
Oh yes, you're currently at the tavern, speaking to Ragnus.
Did he say exactly how long he'll be?
He just said coming at once.
At once. Okay. Hang on.
Hi, hi. Sorry for being late. I was thinking we will start in 18 minutes.
No.
Usually,
Okay, so a quick summary of what we did last week. We found that as we went down through the tunnels in the Underkeep, we found that one of them comes up into a trapdoor in the southern tower in the Outer Keep. So we came out there, we found that the streets were thronged with refugees who were at times becoming quite belligerent, looking for space and food and things. Quite understandable stuff. Made our way to the vault. We took most stuff out of the vault, including the stalagmites. We took them down into the Underkeep, and we've kind of set up a small storage base down there. And you kindly lock the doors behind us so that it's a little bit secure. We also opted to sleep the night down there, and we heard some howling or moaning down in the Underkeep behind that door that we did not open, the one that said "do not open," with a very distinct sense of evil in that direction. In the morning, we came back up into the into the Outer Keep. Made our way past a bunch of refugees. We went to the tavern. We found that the tavern owner was helping to feed some of the refugees, but he said, his supplies are limited. They only go so far. We spoke to our friend. What's his name again?
Ragnus.
Ragnus, that's the one. Yeah. So we spoke to Ragnus. Ragnus was interested in going to Holmgrim. We spoke to him a bit about the situation in Holmgrim. Apparently, they were invaded from the east by undead, I would say. Were they undead? Or other creatures?
We're assuming they're undead because
Yeah.
they were like skeletal. What the survivors described were like glowing green eyes, kind of skeletal zombie thing. So yeah, sounded very undeadish.
Very undeadish. So he also implied that him and some others were looking to go down to Holmgrim, but they turned back. They found that the travel would be too difficult, and they're reconsidering, and we're going to head off north. And I've offered to make them a portal to Holmgrim. Now the idea is that they step through, I step through with them. I make another return portal point in Holmgrim, and then either we stay in Holmgrim or I step back through and we continue investigating something else. But we didn't want to make that decision until you guys were back.
Oh, that sounds cool.
In other news, so we've still got something going on in the Underkeep. We don't quite know what. And there was a backstory there as well, wasn't there? About a evil wizard who had a tower here before the keep existed. So they suspect that maybe the Underkeep, or we suspect maybe the Underkeep has something to do with this long gone wizard who set things up before the keep existed. We haven't finished exploring the Underkeep. We haven't finished exploring the caverns. We haven't. Oh, the girl that we saw was relation to the captain of the guard or something.
Yes, it was his sister.
His sister. So potentially we have suggested that we could go and offer to reclaim her body and bring it back here. But if we are going to go off and do other things, then let's not promise that. If we're not going to deliver on it, more, So the other options: going back to the caverns, retrieve a body, go down, find out what's going on in Holmgrim, or check out this nasty thing in the Underkeep that I really don't want to disturb.
Well, I was going to say that would be, I would enjoy doing that, but primarily from the perspective of cleansing the world of those potentially
I would.
undead types of creatures, and since they're already struggling for space up topside, maybe that we could convert some more usable space from here down below by addressing whatever issue that is.
But we would also need to then move our stuff again, because it would be quite exposed if we let people down into the Underkeep.
Sure, that would be a minor concern, but yeah.
Yeah, don't forget the undead situation in Holmgrim as well, that we've been mostly ignoring while we get on with lots of stuff around the keep.
Yeah. I think for me, the first thing I would prefer to do would be to return the girl's body back to her family and basically allow them to say goodbye. So whatever needs to happen, have that happen is what I would vote for.
Okay, because I wasn't pegging that as much a priority as the ongoing threat in Holmgrim, or dealing with the the thing that I don't want to deal with in the Underkeep.
Right, but the girl's body is finishing something that we'd already started. So that's kind of my mindset. I'd like to finish what we started, and then give that family some peace. That's my vote.
Okay, yeah,
I agree with
I'm
that.
fine with that. But be aware we're going to have to take the slow route there. Oh, and our much beloved rogue, who we neglected to kill, turns out that he's wanted for treason. I forgot to mention that bit as well. So he's on the lam.
The other rogue or me?
The other rogue.
Yeah.
Who wants
No,
him for
it
treason?
was you, Elkist. We found out you're a traitor. No. It was that other guy that we tried to kill. We should have killed.
Who wants
Could've
him for
made-
treason?
The keep.
Oh, the keep. Okay. Was he a military deserter or something, or do we know?
We didn't really
Spy,
get the
it
details.
looks like. Kind of, I
Spy,
thought
yeah.
it was something like a spy.
Okay. But it doesn't sound like we encountered him anymore or saw any signs
Nope.
of his presence.
No,
Okay.
and I think he's looking to stay away from the keep if he's this traitor. But then,
Yeah.
if he was a spy, maybe he does know about the tunnels under the keep, so we should keep that in mind as well.
Sure.
If we happen to run into him, a good braining wouldn't be bad.
So at the moment we have 2 votes to go and return the body. Anyone else want to? Because I need to open this portal for Ragnus before we go anywhere, because he's expecting that in the near future. And I've burned pretty much most of my runes for today, just getting things set up and things again. That doesn't mean that I can't go to the caverns. It just means that we need to take the slow route there. And back.
It'll be a day's journey.
So we can either go and speak to the captain of the guard today and say, look, we'll set off tomorrow and bring his sister's body back tomorrow. But then we've got the rest of the day here. That gives me time also to go to Holmgrim and back me to go to Holmgrim and back and leave Ragnus and his buddies there to help sort out whatever the situation is.
Would we be opposed to further addressing some of the caverns while we're there recovering her body, or is that something we just want to go and get a body and come right back?
We can try and address a bit more of the caverns if you want, as long as we remember to pick up the body on the way back. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still really interested in finding out what about these void walkers, seeing as I'm one of them.
Yeah. What is that? I've been keeping track of the text, but I don't know what that is to us in game. You said you're a void walker? I thought you were like a human or something.
Yeah, so way back at the beginning of the campaign, which I think at this point was more than a year ago, we started in a city called Wamford, and we started out in action. Wamford was in the midst of being hailed upon by a volcano. And there's a volcano near Wamford that it essentially erupted. But when we looked back at the volcano, there were some weird, shiny bean-looking creatures walking on the volcano. At the same time, a wizard's workshop, kind of in the eruption, in the earthquake of the eruption, um, fell, got damaged and destroyed, and the wizard herself was trapped under a piece of equipment, and those of us that were in the campaign at the time saved her. And it turned out she had a lair underneath her workshop, and she is some priestess of some kind in Aonokai, associated with a group there. And we've seen her off and on. You may have heard. I mean, she's part of our the password to the group, Mara Spider. She is Mara. Um, Around the same time, we learned that those of us that were in the campaign at the time, I think, Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, we are all void walkers. We have no memory beyond the last year or so. Like, either our memories were completely wiped, or maybe for some reason we were born yesterday and then grew really fast, or we were made somehow. I don't know what it is, but if you look at,
Well, the explanation I remember was we fell. There are these rifts here and
yes,
there,
the rift.
and
We came out of the
way up
rift.
north. Yes, like if wherever world we were in, we walked through the rift, and any people coming out of those rifts were
Our void
they had no
walkers.
memory. Yes, our void walkers.
Right. And if you go into player and you look under notes, I've been making a lot of notes, and I've been trying to make them public. But there's a prophecy that the volcano in Wamford is really the awakening of a sleeping giant under the mountain, and that Zeolith will be awoken by the return of the three. This is under the rumors from the keep note, and those are two prophecies. And then there's a rumor that the void walkers are really demons who aren't aware of their true nature. And that Zeolith is slumbering but will be woken by the return of the three.
But we don't have any insight on what the 3 means.
Well, I think that we got a hint that we may be the three. The three of us in the group that are void walkers may be the three. But I'm not sure.
One correction. You actually all are, and you all would have started by awakening in the far north in the frozen tundra. You all bear a strange mark on your shoulder. I think your left shoulder, if I remember correctly.
You mean all of us, or just the original 3?
No, all of you.
Oh, okay, cool. So we potentially all could be these void walkers.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So, and the campaign originally was I believe that the original advertisement, again, correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, was that this was not a traditional fantasy campaign necessarily. It was meant to be more deadly and more scary. think how did you put it, Mark? You had a. I'm missing the phrasing here. I
Oh,
know
the
that
original
you
intent was for it to be weird fantasy, horror
weird.
element.
That's it.
I'm a fan of weird fantasy.
Well, it's
Weird fantasy. Yeah.
yeah, it's been slightly weird, I think. Mostly fairly
Yeah.
straightforward fantasy, high fantasy, but it is going.
Yeah.
I
But
promise, it is going to
anything
get weirder.
and anything that has involved Mara has been very weird.
Yeah, she's
And
messed
that,
up.
Do
yeah,
not feel
not weird as in
demonic.
strange. Weird as in horrific.
Her and her sister,
Yes.
who is demonic with wings and stuff, and drags her off into portals.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I want to draw any
It's
conclusions, but
weird. Oh, so there's a note called "Creatures from the Volcano." The creatures are silvery in color, very smooth, and long, thin legs, and are very large. And lightning is disintegrating whatever it touches. There was blue lightning coming out of that volcano while it was erupting. The impression we got was that the volcanic eruption was anything but natural.
so
And I think Womford is in the north, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, Mark. The volcano that erupted is not far from the rift where we emerged.
So I'm looking at your notes about from the library at Inokai University. I'm assuming that would be, one of the, if not one of the major gathering places for knowledge and wisdom in the world. Did we get a chance to do any research on this topic while they're at that university?
Yeah. So I don't think I think we did. I think that's the thing is Aonokai is nowhere near here. It's nowhere near Holmgren and Womford. And so I don't know that Aonokai was a lot of help.
Yeah, I'm just seeing some.
But that library is right near the last place we saw Mara.
Okay.
So I don't know.
And it definitely is a place where there is lots and lots of knowledge stored.
Yes, and lots of magics.
Yeah, it looks like you've got spells found there as well.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that sounds great, man.
If you look at the Trailing Star's current location map, it shows Holmgren, keep where you are, and
Yeah,
Now,
and
the problem with finding out more. With finding out more about the Void Walkers is knowing where to start, and it also meaning that we would need to pretty much focus on that and step away from
everything
these other
else.
challenges that are facing us right now. We have picked up a few clues along the way. When we were sorting out visiting the tavern, we were getting rumors. Didn't we get some hints from Mara and things when we were at the temple destroying that crystal?
I don't remember.
I think that we're picking up occasional hints here and there, but like I say, if we want to go out of our way to find more out deliberately, then it does mean dropping most of everything else that's going on, and where to go to find out more. Where would we start?
Yep, I agree. It's going to be a very it'll be a focused effort.
So yeah, I mean, alternatively, that Womford is only about 80 miles north of where we are right now, so that wouldn't be too hard. But I agree. I think we should stay focused on what we are doing right now.
Yes.
If anything leads us up towards Womford, though, then for sure we can try and investigate more in that direction.
Yeah, it's closer than I thought it would be. So yeah, that would be cool.
So at the moment we're pitching to go back to the caverns and to leave Holmgren to Ragnus.
Oh, you know what? Also, guys, we probably shouldn't forget. Wasn't there a mysterious amulet? Something about a mysterious amulet that we had
Oh, our
I-
amulets got identified, didn't
from
they?
early
Yeah.
on?
Yes.
Yeah, they were all
Well, that-
identified.
Oh, let's also. Weren't we going to hand those to people? Or there was going to be a discussion about at least one of them, I think.
That's not quite what I meant. I meant the blue amulet from like the first couple of sessions.
Oh, I think we got an answer to that. Hang on, let me check my notes.
I think that if you wear it, then
It
somebody
shows you're a
recognizes
friend of
you as-
someone. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
but it's like, but we don't know what that group really is,
Nope. That we do not.
and wearing it might also mean that we are an enemy of someone else.
and whenever we sold them, we were getting quite good prices for them. But I think we kept one. Where is
Yeah,
that
but I
in
think
my
we kept
notes?
one.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
one.
Just saying that there's something to do there too, that might be related. So, for those of you who weren't here when we first started out, when we escaped the volcano in Womford, we got on a ship and took it south to the keep here to Holmgren, I think.
No,
didn't
Holgren.
we?
Holgren.
Yeah, we took it south to Holmgren, but the ship was destroyed by some sea creature in the river on the way down. And the captain of the ship gave us one of these amulets, pendant things, as payment for rescuing his
Other
treasure.
stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, it's not in my notes. Whatever it was, the meaning of that crystal. But we
That
did-
was a
we did-
long time ago.
Yeah, someone did
Yes.
mention to us. It was a friend of a certain group. It shows that you're allies to some. Was it merchants or mercenaries or some trading group? I'm
Right.
not sure.
Just wanted
can
to
you,
point
can
out
you
that
help
there
us
are
out,
threads
Matt?
we
Because
have
we
to
would
pull.
probably have remembered it more than we did.
Yeah, I'm debating
Okay.
how much I want to reshare. I think it's fair to ask to refresh your memory. So which thing are you talking about at the moment? You said a crystal?
The blue sapphire amulets. They're an indication that we're friends of someone, and we just can't remember who.
Oh, I see. Yeah, hang on a sec.
Yeah, most of the stuff we've got, but that's missing in our notes.
Well, one thing you should have had at least one of is a not so much an amulet as a brooch that
Yeah,
is
that's it. I think.
signifying that you are from the Protectors of the North, or you are
That's it.
a member of
That's
them.
it. Yeah.
That's
And
it.
That's
I
it.
believe you would know that, or would have learned at some point that they're sort of a loosely collected, I'd almost say guild of folks that are trying to control the chaos in the north.
Yep.
North being farther
The
north
chaos.
than you've been,
Yep.
like farther north than Womford, in areas you haven't yet explored. But they do have operations, and they have members, and I'm not sure what other word I'm looking for here, but agents.
Have agents. Yes.
Yes, they have agents in many places. They certainly would have had some in Aonokai and maybe in Holmgren. I believe you came across one of them for sure with the captain of that boat that you had taken
Yes.
back up to Womford.
Yeah, and we actually came across two at one point. We had one of the captain, and then we had another one, but I don't remember where.
I knew I wrote it somewhere. I wrote it in my inventory. Deep blue sapphire pendant associated with Rangers of the North.
Yeah. Yeah, that they also call it range.
I wrote it in my inventory, of course. That's the obvious place to write down that kind of information.
Yep. And again, the thing is, it's sort of considered a good natured group with positive aims, positive goals, but wear it with caution.
Yeah. So I think that's mostly bringing you up to speed of not just our last session, but a lot of the backstory that we have so far.
Yeah, lots of options.
Yep. But I think our
Yeah, and
current
lots
thing
of threads
is
that we haven't even pulled at yet. So
yeah.
I would
Yeah.
love to go back and try some of that earlier stuff.
Yeah.
On that note, I've been trying to figure out a way to do this. This isn't too metagamey, but I do think that there are a lot of opportunities that you guys may not realize. You have a lot of inventory items that you've not really even looked at very much, and that's fine. I mean, I don't want to be too heavy-handed in telling you exactly what to do with them. So maybe when you get to these opportunities where you're doing investigation, you're asking someone, if you run out of things to ask, maybe you could just roll. We could make an insight kind of roll. I can give you some ideas of things you might think of to ask.
That'd be
make
cool.
sense?
Yeah.
Kind of like a knowledge, not quite a knowledge check. I think an insight roll is probably the most apt.
Yeah.
Okay. So with all of that in mind, plan one is going back to speak to Ragnus to get him to Holmgren,
Holmgren.
and then at the moment we're penciling in going back to the caverns. So do we want to talk to the captain of the guard first, or do we want to go and see Ragnus first?
I would deal with Ragnus first.
You intend to just get him there and not follow. Is that what I'm hearing?
That's what I'm feeling from the group.
Okay.
If that's an option.
I was on the fence about the whole thing. So
Yeah.
but I will get there. But I will remake a portal there before my portal closes. So I'll go through, make a new anchor.
We're hoping where you open up is a safe place, because if you step through and it's not, we might have to pile through, save you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, or I can just leap back through and not make an anchor. But it's in one of the bedrooms in the Grungy Inn, so
yeah,
maybe there'll be a very distinguished lady staying there and trying to shield herself from the undead, and then a bunch of mercenaries pile through. But unlucky for her.
or a bunch of dead people with undead munching on them. Yes.
Yeah, possibly.
Who knows? Somebody knows, but we don't yet. I'm just thinking to tie that one off, essentially, because the captain doesn't know that we know, so therefore, and I agree with Tor, it's the good thing to do. If we have a very strong feeling that is his sister,
yep, I can go along
we
with
should. It fits with my, yeah.
Idiom.
Yeah. Okay.
So, additionally, is there, Veriton, I know that you expend considerable resources, both visible and non-visible, in creating these portals. Is there some means whereby we could assist you with that?
No,
monetary
it's not too bad, and I've offered to do it for Ragnus for free, mostly because when he comes back, I want news of what's going on in Holmgren. So I'm kind of trading a free portal for him in exchange for knowledge. For me, it's just costing me runes, which I have a finite amount of per day. And each of these portals takes me 1 to activate, but 3 to create. So creating an anchor costs me 3. I have 9 per day, so it's about a third of my resources just to set an anchor, and more than that to open one and set an anchor. So I need to be cautious with these static runes. There's a bunch of other static runes that I like to have active, but I just haven't had time and resources to be able to set them up.
Well, if at any point the resource consumption becomes overly burdensome to you, please don't hesitate to let me know. I'll do what I can to assist.
Not a problem. Don't you leave this to me. You just make sure that we don't die.
Happy to help.
Okay, with that then, did I get to buy my arrows? I did take the money off already.
Yep, go ahead.
Then we will go back to the tavern to speak to Regnus and his gang and see when they're ready to go.
Okay. Well, when you get to the tavern, Ragnus looks anxious to go, so he you and he'll motion to his. He has 3 companions, two men that look like militiamen, and third looks perhaps a nobleman. He has kind of heavy furs on and a hood, fur-lined hood, and the 4 of them will walk over to you.
Okay, I inform Ragnus as well. Let him know that I need somewhere discreet but secure to set up the portal. I cannot guarantee what's on the other side, and it's always possible that while he can go one way, other things can come back through. So we need to protect the portal on this side and protect the keep from anything coming back through while I open the portal.
I mean, it's not like the Stargate. It's not one way only.
Unfortunately not.
Let's see. Ragnus will sort of have to ponder for a moment and try to figure out if he knows a place.
Haha, I caught that.
With the Stargate reference?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. He will suggest. He'll say, maybe we should go into the inner keep. I believe we could probably find a spot in the courtyard, or maybe even inside one of the towers.
Well, I would rather people don't see what we're doing, so somewhere discreet would be better than out in the courtyard.
Yep. Well, then the tower, one of the towers it is. Let me, if you'll follow me, and I'll get us there. So he'll lead you through the gatehouse, and guards at the gatehouse will recognize him. He'll say a brief word or two, and they'll let him pass. He'll lead you into the inner courtyard, which does not have any refugees. It does have, a number of men-at-arms, at attention in front of the inner fortress, and a few at the gatehouses. I'll head to the gatehouse in the upper left corner. You're looking at the Keep A map. And then once inside, he'll shut the door. And so you should have an area of maybe 15 feet by 15 feet inside the tower itself.
Okay, so
in your work.
Alcius, Tor, Sorak, Arista, can you just protect in case anything comes through while we're traveling our own way there?
Done.
Sure.
On which map are we?
Okay.
I will be crossing. I inform Ragnus I'll be crossing through briefly to make a new anchor point so that I can set up a similar portal in the future, if ever I need it.
Mark, looking at the Keep A map.
I will step through after you and your colleague step through, and immediately make my new anchor point, and then step back to the keeper.
Mark, you said what tower on the keep? What tower are we in right now?
If you're looking at the Keep A map, it'll be the one in the upper left corner.
That's okay. The one leading down to the
Yep.
Sewers, if I'm not the sewers, the underkeep, if I'm
The underkeep. Yep.
Yep.
So if you, as you step in, you would see that trap door in the floor that you've passed through at least once.
Cool.
There is another map called Grand Inn First Floor. You want to pull that up.
Really hoping I don't need too much of it.
And the plan is you're going to open the portal and let the four of them step through first, and then you're going to.
They step through first. As ideally, we all pile through in the first round, and then I've got rounds 2 and 3 to set my return portal anchor, and then I step back through on round 4.
Okay. Well, if you have that map up, so when you open the
Yep,
portal,
I just saw a bunch of
Yep.
tags appear.
Four of them step through. The room's not quite as tight as it looks. It's a little bit big. The four of them step through, and the room does appear vacant. The door is shut, and the window is boarded.
I immediately get to start inscribing the new anchor.
Okay.
And then it's up to them what they do while I do that.
They are going to. Ragnus will say, "Perhaps I should wait and open this door after you. I know not what
That
lurks
would be
beyond
good.
the door."
Just in case.
And
Okay,
how long
then
is that
I'll,
portal open for, by the way?
4 rounds.
4 rounds. Okay, so about 30 seconds. No, not quite 30. 24 seconds. Okay. Do you inscribe? Do anything else, or?
I wish Ragnus luck. I warn him I cannot come back to get him, and I have no way of him getting back easily to the keep. But I look forward to hearing about his adventure when he returns. So.
Well, thank you, and good luck to you, and I'm sure we'll meet again soon.
Okay, and then I step back to the keep. Whew, that was relatively painless.
Could have been worse, right?
Could have.
For you.
Now I'm
It
down
would have
to,
been if you hadn't prepared.
Yeah. Well, I'm down to 2 runes left today, so I'll have to be creative.
So no more anchor points, right?
No more anchor points today. So I come back, I let the others know that Regnus is safely on the other side, but I didn't hear anything in the inn while I was there.
No, you did not hear any noises. What you would have heard as you closed the portal, and you would have caught out the corner of your eye, Ragnus opening the door, and the last thing you would have heard, portal sort of closed in on itself. It would have heard a groan and a yell, and nothing.
Damn.
Okay, so I share that with them, that it sounds like he's got his hands full from the first door on. I can open a portal again, but I cannot create any others today. So if you want to go back and help him, then it's a one-way. Well, no, I can get us there and back with my 2 remaining things, but then I can't set a new anchor point there.
I'm good. I think we should find the captain.
Okay, let's trust that Ragnus knows what he's doing. Yeah, I'm with you then. Let's go find the captain.
Ragnus strikes you as someone who handled himself. Any scrapes, probably.
I hope so.
Okay, so back to the. Now you are actually in the inner keep. So if you were to go to the fortress, ask for the captain of the guard.
Sorak, lead on there.
Okay. I begin marching across the courtyard, heading towards the entrance. Once we get there, I will ask, because I'm sure there's a guard. I have business with the captain.
Very well. Wait here. One of the guards will go into the is it a fortress or a citadel? What it's called? Oh, keep calling it fortress. Anyway, and a few moments later, he'll come out with a younger woman who is dressed chainmail armor. It has some insignias on her shoulders, signifying that she's a lieutenant and the captain guard. And you would know her name was Jadali. The what was relayed to you as the one looking for actually her sister. He will say, "Yes, you have something for me."
We heard you lost your sister, and based on her description, I believe we may have found her in the caverns
Her eyes will
to
light
the
up.
east.
Yes, yes.
But unfortunately, she was not alive.
She will see her face kind of tighten. She will say, "How can you be sure it is her?"
She was cold to
Yes.
the touch.
Okay. So you found a dead woman. Did you bring her?
Based on the description,
Did you bring the body or did you leave it?
we placed it in a secure area, but we did not bring it, for we did not know who it was. And we were, at the time, fighting for our lives against various unholy creatures and beasts.
Yes. Well, that's not unexpected if you're visiting the caverns. I won't ask you what you were doing there. And can you describe for me where you left this body of this woman? Draw me a map.
I'm sure we definitely could. And I don't know who has the map. I do not.
I'll, if you, madam, if you have a piece of parchment and a quill, I'll be happy to describe something that would assist in locating her.
She will nod to the guard that fetched her and disappear inside the fortress, and after a moment he'll return with a quill and some parchment. He will hand it to you. I assume one of you will draw the map.
Yeah, I'll just draw a rudimentary map, but something that's detailed enough to get them where they need to be.
You're sure she is dead?
She certainly seemed dead, but there's always hope, I'm told.
And how did you come upon her body?
I look at my companions, and it's sheer misfortune. Um, but we did what we could with her in the situation where we found ourselves in.
Would you care to explain what you mean by misfortune?
Kobolds were sacrificing her.
And at that she will begin to. It's It's horrible. Truly hope that it's not her that you found. Perhaps some other unfortunate young woman. But nonetheless, I will send a dispatchment to a group to reclaim her body. Suppose you're looking for a reward.
I I am personally not. I'm
No.
merely accompanying these. It's the right thing to do. If it is your sister, it's the right thing to do to bring her earthly remains back to where they can be um, dealt with in the proper fashion. The good thing is to know that she was saved the monstrosity that was intended her, if it is your sister, or even if it isn't. There is some solace to be gained in that regard.
We got to remember to warn them of the creature in the water.
Yeah, the water weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll put a little. I'll put a little
Kirby monsters.
warning. Yeah, warning.
Tread
There'll be monsters
lightly in
here or
this
something,
area.
right? Yeah, avoid this if possible.
You are very well spoken for work.
It is my intention to mitigate the perception of my people and the world at large. So it has been my cause to learn to speak as best as possible in order to elaborate my position.
I see. Well, I appreciate your goodwill, and you can be sure if indeed that is my sister, I would be happy to offer you some sort of reward for having brought it to my attention and letting me at least recover her body. Will you be in the keep for long?
I look back at my companions. I don't actually know the answer to that right now. I'm not sure if we do.
Right now, I think we'll be staying until tomorrow if we need to return to the caverns.
Well, then come visit me on the morrow. My guards will surely have returned, and I can identify the remains for myself, or otherwise give whatever poor creature was killed there sort of burial, as you say, sort of decent burial.
You may be aware that we are having some difficulties coming in and out of the keep with the refugee situation. Do you have any token that might make our travel a little easier?
Um, Here, give me the. Actually, she'll have to ask the guard to fetch another piece of parchment. She'll dispatch her the guard once again, and he'll return with another piece of parchment. He will scribble something on it, hand it to you, and say, "Just show this to the guard, and you should be able to pass without issue. There are people in line. Just go ahead of them. The guards will understand."
Arista, do you want to hold on to this?
Yeah.
Sure.
Probably create
Me?
item.
Okay, so how do we want to handle this? I don't mind traveling there today, staying the night there, and then coming back the next day.
Well,
It's
at this
how you
point,
guys want to do it.
Yeah, it looks
We'll
like they're gonna.
probably-
Looks like they're gonna
it's
deal with it.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, you get the impression that she has. Yeah, as soon as there's a lull and she hands you the thing, she will sort of speak quietly to the guard, and he disappear. A few moments later, he and three others will sort of push past you head towards the outer keep.
Okay, cool.
I'll call out that on the map. I want to make sure that they understand that there's a couple of danger zones. That the font with the water weird in it, and then the room that's got the giant caterpillar or evil undead something or other in it as well. Just, stay away from here, kind of thing. Yeah, but that big larva kind of thing, whatever it was.
Yep, okay.
Good shout, warning them about the pool. That could have backfired on it.
It could have, yeah.
Yeah, well, we can probably handle it. Don't worry. Thanks anyway.
Just be careful.
Always am.
Okay, so that frees up a lot of our time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we as far as I know, we are still looking for the lost merchant, and I have pledged myself to your aid until that mission is accomplished. But in the interim, I'm happy to assist with anything else as well.
Well, I
Okay.
think one thing we should do is give our fingered friend this amulet we found and had identified.
Oh, right. Two amulet.
Forgot about that.
Alkist, I think, could enjoy it or could benefit from it the most.
I thought you were talking about me with mentioning the nimble fingered friend.
Yes.
What is that we're talking about?
Amulet of Health.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh yes.
Looks like there are 20 black feathered arrows there as well, Veritan. I'm assuming you're going to claim
There's
this.
4 lots of them as well, so that's
80 of it.
80. If you, we've been told that these they maybe have a deleterious effect on anyone that they hit. Now, it could be poison, it could be something else. We don't know exactly what, but
Most
they're
likely not
nasty.
not good.
Not nice. Yeah, not good.
Not nice.
So hence I've grabbed a few more silver arrows to up my quota, just in case whatever these black arrows do, I'm not entirely comfortable with. If you want to have said that you pick some up out of the barrel on the way back, then you're welcome to have some. As I say, there's times 420 in our stash in the underkeep.
I actually can't use them. I'm only proficient in a sling. I was just making mention of it for you.
Yeah, so they're in the underkeep at the moment. I have 20 with me, and there's another 80 down with our stash.
That does actually bring up the point of those, the amulet of armor and of health. I have one of health. It raises your constitution by 2, I believe.
Mm-hmm. That is correct.
And then there's the amulet of natural armor. I can't have both, but I would like one. Does anybody have a use for? I think we have 2 amulets of health now and 1 of natural armor.
I thought it was just 1 and 1.
No, she had one before.
Oh, she had one.
Yeah, I had.
Okay.
Well, I have had the amulet of natural health for some time.
Okay.
Which one would you prefer? The armor or the health?
I'm not sure. I mean, either one would be awesome. So
One's proactive and one's reactive.
Right. So if someone has use for one of them, then please take it, and then I will take what's left.
I will say that I can't benefit from the natural armor in that the Constitution is a prime number for me. So if that helps.
Yeah. Well, okay. Take the health.
It's a plus.
There's a health one unclaimed. In any case, so. Take the one of natural health or of.
Well, health. one of the health things, Constitution ones we just gave to Elkias, yeah. So you're saying you have another one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, it needs to go back in the party sheet, I guess.
Yeah, drag it back into the party sheet if you can. I don't know if you can.
Oh yeah, let's see if I can. looks like I cannot. Mark, can you move it from my sheet to his sheet?
Yes, I will.
And then I have something called just an amulet. I don't know what that is.
Maybe it was the one that we got off of the. We got like 4 or 5 of them, and we threw most of them away, and just took one for identification purposes. I think I had the octopus or the squid on it, something like that.
Yeah. That is probably
Some
it.
Yeah, some sort of image eating like a. I think it was
Yeah.
tentacles wrapped
Yeah.
around a world or something like that.
Yep.
I believe that's when something you got off of Cobalt. Oh,
And Mark, can you tell me the armor just goes, it's a +2?
yes.
Cool. So it doesn't
Armor
make the
bonus.
change.
Now that amulet, I don't recall. You did not show it to Priest or ask him to identify?
I believe you are correct.
There might be a little voice inside your head saying you probably want before you leave.
Okay. The amulet that I'm carrying that's unidentified?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if that's an amulet that you got off the kobolds, the one you described sounds like it's the
Yes,
kobold.
it is.
So I think we should do that before anything else, because now we don't have to go back to the caverns to retrieve a body. We should make that our priority before we decide our next course of action.
Sounds good.
So head back to Priest and the temple.
I'm sure
Oops,
he'll
we forgot
roll
a
his
thing.
eyes when he sees us.
Okay, back to Priest.
Yep.
All right. So once again, you notice that there are quite a few folks outside the abbey, the small abbey. Some of them being tended to, food being given out, and you kind of have to push your way into the doorway again. And as soon as one of the monks sees you, he'll sort of nod and run off again. He'll kind of sigh. And a moment later, he will show back up, and Priest will be with.
I'm going to put 5 gold into the donation box there.
Oh, thank you. That's so kind.
No, I'm going to do it discreetly. It doesn't need to be acknowledged.
Oh, you don't care
it's
if
a
he's.
normal.
Okay.
Yeah, right. It's a normal, Yeah.
Oh yes, my sons and daughter. What can I do for you now? What can I do for you today? Have you come for a blessing?
Actually, we were hoping you might be able to help us with something again. I know we ask ever so much of you. Please know that we feel. Gosh, words are escaping me right now, guys. I'm hungry.
Oh, don't.
We are. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. He's going to notice you're
Yeah, I
struggling
still
for
can't think of
words.
the word.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just speak plainly, my daughter.
This thing, this thing here. We don't know what it is. Do you?
Oh, it is. No need to hand it to me. I don't particularly care to handle that thing. Where can I ask where you found it?
Kobolds.
Cobalt priest.
That makes sense. You hold a token of the cult of Agramush, known as the ancient devouring worm, and it is worshipped by many lesser races, including the kobolds and goblins. And it is said that it is a worm that eats rotting things unceasingly, and as it continues to eat, it continues to grow, and it will grow until it attains such a size as it will eventually consume the world.
And we
Yum.
just left a bunch of bodies for it to munch on. Hmm.
Oh,
You saw
including that
something?
one.
You saw what? A worm?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my dear, you've probably come across a spawn of Agramush. Did you destroy it?
No.
We couldn't.
Uh,
It seemed impervious to anything we did,
yes, they are notoriously.
except maybe fire.
Yes. Well, and it would have to be a fire at the hottest kind of fire you could possibly make. They are notoriously difficult to kill. How big was this worm when you found it?
Couldn't get through the doorway.
Yeah, it
Filled a
would
large room.
easily fill this room.
Oh, well, that is fortunate. Then it is merely a newborn. It would take it some time.
Does that make them easier to kill?
Oh yes, of course.
Oh.
They're easier to kill when the smaller they are, the less fire you need. But you do need a lot of fire, and it must be the hottest kind you can possibly make.
Times I wish I had learned Fireball.
Yes. Well, perhaps if you were to look inside your spell book, you might find that the gods have blessed you and favored you. I sense they have sensed your distaste of certain spells that you once possessed but no longer can remember the names of. And perhaps have rewritten your fate by rewriting your spellbook.
But nothing has changed at my end.
Huh? No, it has. Oh, don't tell me that.
No, I still have ravening, surface kiss,
Great God above says.
genoplasm,
Yes.
bloodlust.
Those are some cool
Wait, what are
spells.
you
Actually, I
talking
like
about?
those things.
No. So you're looking at your character sheet?
I'm looking at the spell book.
No, okay, don't
under
look at
character spell.
on your spell sheet.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
It's on the
Okay.
tab.
Genoplasm.
Now
What
okay,
is
so
what is this thing? Genoplasm. I've never heard of such a thing. It sounds gross and disgusting.
It is
Thank
gross and
goodness.
disgusting.
Thank goodness you know Fireball instead.
Oh, thank goodness I do know Fireball. Hey guys, guess what? I can do Fireball.
What were you thinking?
Woo!
I don't know.
But don't
why
forget,
didn't you
my
burn
child.
this thing before.
Yeah. Don't forget, my child. You only have so much mana, and those bigger
Okay.
spells cost more mana.
Well, how do I know how much mana they cost?
Cost as much mana as you care to spend. But I don't know of such
Okay.
things. I'm a priest. My source of strength comes from divine influence. But if I were a wizard,
Thank you.
If I were a wizard.
Thank you.
yes, of course, my daughter. You have anything else you have not yet identified and perhaps want me to look?
Do we, guys?
Do. Hint, hint,
Oh.
hint.
We have a bracelet with a holy symbol.
Which is not here. It's in the vault.
Oh, it's in the vault. Okay, so I'm gonna get out a piece of paper and draw
But
the
you have a
holy symbol.
brooch.
I'm gonna get a piece of paper and draw the holy symbol that's on the bracelet.
Mm-hmm.
We have a bracelet. Looks like this.
And what does the symbol look like?
I don't know. All I have is a description that says bracelet with holy symbol.
I believe that's also.
I put it in the
didn't.
vault.
Yeah, I didn't write down. So you've had it a while.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not something recent. I was thinking it was one of the death cult bracelets. The
Yeah.
worm eating.
No.
Yeah. No, I think this is one you might have gotten off the witch. The
Okay.
poor witch whose house you
Mm,
burned.
Mm-hmm. Poor witch. The poor witch that was
she
trying to
would
kill
not have
her.
had a holy symbol. I don't think so. I think we
No?
got that after that. Yeah.
Perhaps it was an unholy symbol.
Yeah, well, right. I can almost
She was
guarantee it was
such a
one.
nice lady. I don't know why she took offense by us burning her house down with her in it.
Or her look-alike
Um,
sister.
Yeah.
right. Oh, wait a minute. That's the second time we've seen lookalikes.
We've seen lookalikes multiple times. Yes.
Yeah. So Priest, we keep seeing lookalikes. Like we'll kill something evil, and then we will see something exactly evil, that evil exactly like it again.
Ah, I see. Well, might be several explanations, child. Of one, perhaps you may not be familiar with the art of procreation, but sometimes when women are with child, they are sometimes with two children, or sometimes more. And often those children
That's
come out
Hmm.
looking the same. They
Hmm.
are called
yeah.
twins,
Mhm.
or triplets, or quadruplets. I've once heard of a
Indeed.
quintuplet.
However, it seems to be a rather high incidence of them among the evilies.
Oh, that's truly something to ponder, I suppose. Wonder why that might be. I cannot say myself, but you know there are many evils about these days.
Do you know anything about the history of this keep?
I think he already told you, didn't he?
He's the one who told us.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what we had
Mhm.
last week, where he said it was the wizard's keep, and he meddled until he
He was the
met.
one. Somehow I thought it was one of the um, people in the inn.
No, it was
So,
Priest.
so he
Okay.
didn't know. He didn't have any insight on what was beyond that door from which we hear the moaning.
No.
Mm.
He just talked about that the wizard did many natural things. Or so it was said.
Yes, the wizard once had a tower kept to himself, but did have many henchmen around of various sorts. And it was rumored that he dabbled in many things, most of them dark things. And
Things
eventually
of
that something happened and the tower sort of fell into disarray, and then a short while later the place was mostly cleaned or demolished, and the keep was made on the same grounds.
Okay. And we've already talked to him about the obsidian dice, right?
I don't believe so.
Hmm. Okay. So,
obsidian dice.
We have a lot of
yes.
cool sounding loot.
Yeah, pyramidal obsidian dice, I believe. And then we have those
Oh,
black marbles.
no. I think we wanted to get rid of them. I
Well,
seem to
yes.
remember something about them.
Arist is
The
a bit of
black
a
marble.
magpie.
Yeah, Arista carries everything.
Exactly. She's got a bag of holding,
Um,
I believe. So he's pulling out stuff.
yeah.
Ah, those
The actually
dice.
I have many bags.
Well, the dice, I don't know much about them. I've heard that these are favorites of the witches. They are rumored to,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
uh, well, of course, they're random, right? And you understand about randomness. They're a bit too chaotic for my taste, but um,
They
they are
roll them and decide your fate.
yes, well, they are rumored to uh, be favored by the witches, and they would often play with them. And it is also rumored they were a part of the source of their power.
Oh.
I advise you
Okay,
not
so
roll them, but if you did, who knows what might happen.
Wouldn't they roll themselves in your back?
they probably have to land on something. And then the marbles.
The marble. I think Mara would have told you about.
Okay, that's
Give me
what
a
I
second.
thought. And the marbles are for casting like dark magic, right?
Lisa, I'm going back to my notes here real quick.
I know, right?
Yes, well, that is certainly true. They Mara would have certainly told you that they are generally speaking a component used by witches for dark things, dark magic. She probably would have advised you to fence with them all due haste.
Yeah, I thought we knew that.
Yeah, I think that we just haven't made it a priority to figure out how to dispose of them properly with how would we dispose of them?
You have to get over your kleptomaniac tendencies and quit pack ratting everything. Just realize some things just need to be thrown away.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, just give them to a orphan child begging on the street or something. It'll be
There you
fine.
go.
No. I'll go dump them in the river.
I'm aghast by the comment.
No, let's. So yeah, do we have any other mysterious things from our priestly priest?
I don't think
Of
so. I think that's
assistance here?
all of the strange things other than the rabbit's foot, but everybody seems to have a rabbit's foot. Oh, I
I
have 2 pouches of hexing dust.
You're not that gray dust.
No, not the gray dust. We got rid of all
Waxing
that.
dust.
Good. Oh,
Hexing dust. Presumably for putting hexes on things. All right, I think I'm going to take a trip out to the river at some point here and drop a few things in.
So it seems after dispatching the town guard to go and retrieve the body, we're going to have to head over to kill the worm thing anyway. Now that Arista, you remember your magical powers. I'm glad to see
yes.
your memories returned.
Well, before we leave town, I would like to see if a general goods merchant has any flasks of oil. I feel I should have some more.
Oh, that could be a good idea.
Yep. You that would be a commonly found component. Not currently under extreme demand.
So how much oil should we stash up on?
I want to carry 5 bottles, so I need 4 flasks.
You've kind of convinced me. I'll take 4 flasks as well. That'll take me up to 5.
A total of 8 flasks. Yeah, there'll be plenty.
Okay. Is anyone else going to stack up on oil?
Yeah, I can. How many did we have for purchase available?
Yeah, actually, there are a total of 16 in town at the
We're gonna clean him out.
Clean them out.
How many have we bought so far?
8.
I'll buy the other 8. How much is that, Mark?
You don't.
Book price is 1 gold each.
Yep.
Okay, got it.
I don't know if Mike's going to sell them to us for that, but
No, that sounds reasonable.
Okay.
Okay.
So I deduct 4 gold from my stash.
I had deducted 8 from mine, but I've knocked it back to 4 now because I was, for some reason, thinking that I bought more than I did. Yes.
Are there any torches available? I want to grab a couple of them.
There are 17.
I'll buy 2.
Book price is 1 copper.
I'll give them a silver. I don't feel like for cleaning him out, give him a little bit of a little extra in these trying
Lamp oil.
times.
Don't know what else we
Lamp
can
oil?
do regarding being prepared for fire. So, are we going to travel today, or are we going to travel tomorrow? Because it
I
must be
would like.
mid-afternoon now.
I think we could get there and tonight, and then push in at dawn when they would be least active.
Well, if we get a wiggle on, there's always a chance we could catch up with the guards if they're not going too fast.
True. True.
Share with them our
Okay with that.
newfound knowledge and make sure they don't get too involved, or that they can assist in any way, watching our back while we try and deal with this thing.
Fair enough.
Let's do it.
Okay, so let's retrieve our horses. We often forget about because we're too busy popping around.
Are your
Go off
horses
after the
actually?
guards.
Are they actually quartered here? No, you quartered them in
Believe
No, I
Holmgren.
don't know.
in Holmgren we have not.
You
No,
had to
we bought new ones. We bought new ones
Oh,
after
okay.
Holmgren. We
Right.
did quarter some in Holmgren, and then we grumbled because we had to buy new horses here again
I
to
do
replace them.
remember that. I do remember that. Far away.
I really liked my pony. Not really. Foul beast he was.
30 miles.
So we try and make the best pace we can to try and catch up with the guards that were dispatched.
I believe the caverns are only a few hours away. Even less if you have got the horse. So, 45 minutes by horse.
Cool.
All right, and I'm sorry. Your intent is to catch up to the guards.
Yes.
They would certainly be on horses. And they've probably left.
Oh.
They're probably at least an hour ahead of you. So
So they should be already there, right?
Hopefully
So
we'll-
45 minutes.
Yeah.
So.
Hopefully we're not finding their bodies.
All right. So going back to Cavern.
Patchworks. Yep. Look at that. There's a bunch of us already.
Yes, look at that. How fortunate. Except I only see 4, I think. Who's missing?
Yes. That orc seems to have disappeared.
Uh-oh.
On which map are we now?
See, I knew we couldn't trust the orca. Up to mischief.
Caverns Patchworks. There he
That's
is.
all right.
Ah,
That's just
That
taking a
ugly
whiz in that bush
bastard.
there.
Okay, and give me a second and let me get some guards together here. What was it called? Group? That was called group. Right. So, are we just gonna walk in and head straight towards the?
Well, I think walking into the first room, probably. From that point, I would imagine the door is open to the north.
Yep. And you, as you get into that first room, given that it's not very far away, you will see the torchlight from the guards. You will hear them sort of grunting and groaning,
And we should probably get our torchbearer up here.
Oh, is that me?
So you were the nimble one.
Okay. I suppose I
Well,
can
one of the
do
guards
that.
just shrank.
no, that's actually the body. You needed some way to distinguish between H's.
Ah,
The body? A guard's body or the girl's
The
body?
girl's
I
body.
think it's the girls.
I think that was
Because
about
there's
where you
still
left
4
her, right?
guards.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
about where you
Yeah.
left her, right?
No, she was in room
No,
6.
it's in room 6.
Oh, you left. Oh, that's right. I, for some reason, thought you left her out in
No.
the hallway,
She
so
was
no one
next to the
would
wall
bother
in
her
room
because of
6.
the weirds. That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. With that in
Well,
mind,
yeah, that was the thought. But
slight change. You would still see. Yeah, you'd still see. The glimmer of torchlight.
across the
Both
water.
doors. Yeah, both doors would be open. You sort of hear the grunting, sounding like men sort of exerting themselves, perhaps lifting a body. And if you want to go ahead and enter and join up with them, that's fine. Whoa! Someone just took a walk across the water.
whoops.
Did that wake up one of the creatures in the water? Hmm.
I don't think he's got water walking boots.
You're just that fast.
Hey, just swim it. Why not?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Swim it, sure.
Perhaps we
So
should.
I'm going to hang out on the stairs. Did we close this door or could we close
Yes,
this
we
door
did
up to
close
room
it.
7? Yeah.
Yes,
So
we
I'm
did.
listening at that door to see if there's anything to be heard.
You do hear sort of very low rustling or rumbling. The if something does stir on the other side.
I can't help but look at this thing and think its face looks so derpy.
Mm-hmm.
It does.
Okay. Well, I'll step up here and hail. How goes it?
Not well. I'm afraid you're right. Is indeed, I think the sister, the captain's sister, the lieutenant's sister. She will be
It
very.
is unfortunate.
I am so sorry to hear that.
Well, I would make. We're going to deal with a foul beast in a room beyond.
What
So
what
I
sort of
would.
beast is that?
Some kind of ancient worm. Now we have a new beast.
He's scary.
Much scarier than the other one. Looked like he was smiling at us.
I kind of did.
Sorry, my worms aren't scary enough for you. Well, we were only sent to retrieve the body, so I think we're just gonna have to leave you. Say good luck to you on your worm hunting.
Mm.
Travel safely.
Fair and well.
Yes, you too. One of them will hoist the body over his shoulder and we'll all depart.
Did they happen to bring a blanket or something to cover her up with? As I'd left my cloak on her before.
Hmm. No, then I imagine they would just keep using your cloak. You ask for it back.
No, I'll get it back later.
Oh, I forget. I have to. Can't navigate the darkness.
Hopefully I don't fall in the water. So I tap Veritan on the shoulder and say, hear anything?
Oh, there's something in there moving around, but just rustling around. No other excessive noises.
I'd hoped to leave this thing and not deal with it again.
Well, I'd rather get it dealt with than just leave it here. Who knows what could happen there.
True.
So, Mark, whenever we're ready to go in, I'm just going to say this in advance so I don't forget. Whenever we're ready to go in, I'm going to cast Bless on all of us.
Okay.
It'll last 3 minutes, so I want to optimize that.
Very good. Okay, and anybody else preparing anything before you go in?
Not really.
I'm going to get one flask of oil out of my pack.
Yeah, good plan. I see that and kick myself for forgetting and pull out a flask too.
Just to be safe. Ready. Flask in one hand and holding my axe in the other.
Whenever you're ready, someone step in the room and
I hold
I'll
my
go
bow
in.
ready.
so you'll pause
I'll
there
go
for a
in.
moment and Tor will start sort of not mumbling but chanting something and we'll all feel blessed.
I don't
Yeah,
know
there's
if I
not.
feel blessed being here.
I don't see a set up modifier for blessed. Do you just want to try to remember to go +1 each round, or how do you want to
Yeah,
approach it?
that's kind of what I figured.
Okay.
I can have it as an effect.
Yeah, I didn't
Oh, we do.
see it
Yes.
there, but
No, you do. There is a
okay.
there's an effect
Oh,
called bless.
oh, where am I?
There you go. I'm putting it on you in the combat tracker.
Okay, cool.
I don't know if there's a way to do
Oh,
so.
I was looking at the modifiers. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong tab. My bad. It's also +1 on saves versus fear. So, okay.
I wonder what the D5 is. Oh, this just says attack 1.
Huh.
Don't know what that 5
Okay.
means.
And I'm still blood smeared.
Yes,
Bloody
you've not taken
24.
any attempts to wash
That's
the blood
true.
off
I
your
haven't.
armor.
That's true.
Been
That's
walking around
true.
town all bloodied, and people have been kind of murmuring, but
And the
Yeah.
refugees still bothered us. What the hell's
Yes.
wrong with them?
yeah.
Exactly. Damn people. They know how to say stay back. Okay.
All right. So yeah, as soon as you open the door, it is as you remember. There's this large creature that seems like it's now fills maybe half the cavern. Uh, it is clearly too big to now fit through that entrance. It does seem to sort of just be wandering around aimless. You will
Are all the
notice.
dead bodies still here?
That is a very good question. No, they would be gone because you just left them lay. You didn't do anything with them.
Yeah, I didn't think that thing could get through that hole.
Ah, but it
Before.
might have a tongue.
Yeah, prehensile
Yeah,
looking
that's
thing.
true.
Look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Prehensile tongue. Yeah, good point.
Um,
So it's been feeding while we've been gone.
and you will notice that there is some rubble on the ground, more in the cavern than in the room you're in. But it looks like like some dust and rubble has now landed on the floor, perhaps from the ceiling.
This thing's been thrashing around. Yeah. Okay.
So I assume your plan is to just start throwing oil at it, and how do you intend to light the oil?
We'll leave the lighting of the oil to Arista.
Yeah.
With her new shiny spell. But yeah, we just want to get as much oil on it and the surrounding floor as possible.
Okay. You intend to put the oil actually on its body, or are you just going to throw it?
I
Just
plan
throw
to
it
throw it at him.
Yeah, if it hits, that's fine. If it lands on the floor nearby, it's all good.
Good enough. The rest
But
of
a
the
thing
area.
that size, if I miss, then I'm going to be quite ashamed of myself, to be honest.
Right.
Now, Priest was saying.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I was going to say Priest was saying that the fire would need to be of the hottest type. So, is there? Do we think that the oil here is going to be enough of an accelerant to meet that need? I'm hoping.
I think it's more of a dottish type thing. If it ignites, I'll at least keep it hurting.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
is there,
I don't know that it's
on
going to really do
Arista
much.
to do the bulk of the
Yeah.
damage, and we're just going to try and keep it on fire after that.
Yep. So that it can't focus on her.
So, I guess looking within, Mark, do I get the sense that that thing would be at all susceptible to holy energy, like turning or something like that?
not turning. What else?
Well,
You
I
have-
know I sensed it wasn't really evil.
No, I think you would have sensed
Pretty
that
sure.
it's quite evil.
Quite evil?
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
The whole area. I mean, this whole part of the cavern
Radiates it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much from the room north. The kobolds certainly
Yeah.
this
yeah,
creature
Okay.
more so now than before. Is Arista there?
She's
Stepped away.
Here.
chilling out next to the pool. I think she's putting up a sunbed or something.
You, we
No,
ha-
no. I was waiting my turn to get in there. And
Well, when
didn't
Priest
see anybody.
said the hottest of fires, he sort of looked at you and winked.
Okay.
Time for you to
So-
take charge, lady.
So,
This is
Well, let
this
us
is
hurl
where
our
I get
oil
to-
first.
yeah,
where I get to decide how much mana to put in it, right?
you can. You can embiggen the spell as much as you want. You can spend it all if you were really wanting to make sure this thing worked. I'm trying to figure out how to make
Arista,
this.
we're not going to get hurt by this, are we? We're safe in here, yeah?
No.
I would say no. But
No, I would go down near the water. There it does. So presumably I would know about how much to put into this to make it fill the room without overtaking all of the caverns.
Well, I believe if you look at the spell, it actually describes 1d6 damage per level.
Yeah.
how big is
So,
Per level in 40-foot.
right. So, if we rewrite that, I would say a 1d6 per 2 mana.
Okay.
So if you were to put, say, 8 points of mana, I'm sorry, 16 points of mana would be 8d6. Just
Okay.
speaking theoretically.
And does bless help me?
No, because that's.
Okay.
Well, it would help you hit.
Marshall.
Yeah, if it was an attack roll, yeah.
Which I don't believe. Well, no. Does Fireball have an attack?
Should.
Good
It
night, if
does.
I remember.
Like
Yeah.
a ranged
Yeah, I don't-
attack.
No, it just has a damage.
Yep.
Okay. So
Well, I think first we wanted to give it a bath.
Yeah, so let's do this. If everyone who's throwing oil will roll a. Think about this for a second. Roll a 1d6. And if you roll a 6, then at least one of your flasks of oil will have landed on the ground.
Tower or open?
Open's fine. Okay. All right, so there's at least one flask of oil on the ground, and the rest seem to have landed on their target. It was just the three of you throwing?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
there's just a little bit of the oil's on the ground. Most of it's on the creature, and when you first started throwing it, that thing has now turned around and is starting to slowly roll towards the door. Now would be a good time for
Light it up.
okay, I'd like to do that.
Can I step down the steps
Sorry.
after throwing?
Yes.
Yes,
At
the
least
last
to
time
hit.
we saw it was 1:00, right?
Yeah.
So it's about 1:00 in the afternoon, Mark.
1:30.
Yeah, like probably another 10, 15 minutes since then, so 1:15 we'll say.
So I'm gonna give it 10 mana to make sure it burns extra hot, but I don't want it to burn bigger, just hotter. Make sense?
Okay.
I'm not hearing anything. Okay. So,
So
I'm
if
just
you're
gonna
throwing
roll
10
my,
mana, so roll 5d6.
Right, I'm just gonna roll my 5d6.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay. Not bad. It definitely the fireball strikes. It is quite a remarkable fireball. Not the biggest that the world has ever seen, but certainly the biggest one you've ever cast. And immediately it ignites the oil, and the creature immediately starts writhing around as if in pain. And also, I might note, immediately a huge plume of smoke starts to fill the area very quickly. and begin to
I
cough
would
and
like
choke.
to.
Y'all sticking around, or I'm leaving?
I would
I'm
like
This is
leaving.
kind
to
of a
lose an
throw and go
arrow
kind of thing.
before leaving.
You want to shoot an arrow? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
Its AC is very low because it's huge and soft-bodied. So we'll say it's 10
Are you
AC.
using those black arrows?
Oh,
And I think through all the smoke and the bright glare of the bright light from the humongous fire that's now burning, your arrow seems to have not actually penetrated flesh, but sort of flies through the flames and strikes the wall behind it.
Okay, time to leave.
All right, Sorek, are
Yes,
you
I
sticking
recommend.
around or?
I'm shorter and I'm watching you.
Okay.
To
I,
see
so,
You're not gonna be
for
able
a
to see
minute.
it very well through all the smoke.
yeah, I need you
I'm
to
shorter. I can see stuff.
make a save versus poison.
Yeah, guys, this is a throw it and get out of here, and in about an hour we'll come back in and look and see that it's complete.
All right, Sorek, you begin to cough a little bit. The smoke is very thick and it's quite acrid. So
Okay.
there's definitely some sort of
I will withdraw
yes. Okay.
and shut the door behind me.
All right.
could we see
And hack up
before
a lung or so.
we left? Could we tell if it was what was burning? Was it the slime that's on the creature's hide, or was it from something else?
No, I would say the entire body you managed to coat with the oil, that much oil, and it.
Okay.
So you've got essentially its whole body is burning, um, and it looks if you can imagine. I mean, its body is very kind of. It escapes me. It's kind of jello-like. Um, if you could think of a zombie, that kind of rotting flesh look, and it
Okay.
looked quite engulfed in flames. I mean, the heat immediately hit you as fireball landed between the oil and the energy from her fireball. So
Got
you could safely say the entire thing was on fire, burning for some period of time because the oil is certainly burning it.
Okay.
But difficult to tell
I'm just
too
going to keep
because
listening.
the smoke immediately started filling the caverns. And
I'm going to kind of keep listening at the door.
yep, and you hear a lot of thrashing and a lot of what you imagine is the sound of it hitting the walls as it begins sort of rolling around in agony. And how long do you want to wait?
The fire to go out.
I'll wait as long as we want to wait.
Okay.
I was thinking of waiting till it seems like things calm down.
Yeah, that's what I figured you were waiting for. So after about 5 minutes, you stop hearing the pounding sounds. Some of that smoke is actually coming through the door, not at a sort of burns your nose, but it's not. The door seems to feel tight enough to prevent it from filling the area you are now.
Mm-hmm.
And then silence. Maybe the occasional crack of something, maybe like a flame burning.
Okay. I'll come down to the edge and says, things seem to have calmed down. I think we should check it out. See if it's done or if we need to roast it some more.
I would like to listen if I
Go for it.
maybe my ears.
You're gonna do a check. Yeah.
Okay, I hear nothing. It is dead. It is dead for sure. Please enter. I will open the door for a crack.
Okay. The moment you open that door and you open that crack, smoke starts billowing out, and um, the three of you standing there immediately begin choking. Poison saves from the three of you. Ooh, okay. Or
As I consider this, do I think that maybe if I went above the cavern, like onto the earth above the cavern, I might be able to burrow down into it using one of my spells? Create a vent?
A chimney.
Yes.
sure, or an escape hatch.
Yes. Yes.
Well,
I'm
the
gonna come tell this to Tor. No, I'm not. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna shout it at Tor. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go get Variton. I'm gonna tell Variton that, hey, I think I could do this, and then we might actually be able to get in there. What do you think? And I'm telling you mostly because I don't want to be standing out there on a hill by myself.
I can watch your back, but I think it's a very dangerous endeavor. If you fall in there and that thing's not dead, or if you fall in there with the toxic smoke, you're going to be in a whole world of pain, and
I'm
we're
not
not
so
going to
much
be able to
worried
get you
about
out.
falling. I'm not so much worried about falling in. I have created burrows multiple times. But thanks for watching my back. Let's go.
Okay.
so you split
Mark
the
that
Alright,
was
party.
I'm gonna give that a go.
Meanwhile, Alkia, so do you want to push into the room or?
No, I push the door further open and retreat to
Okay.
let the smoke out
Yeah.
so that we could come in later.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you've left it like wait for the smoke to vent over time. Okay.
And I grab Zorak if he's choking
Hmm.
on my way out.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I don't roll down the stairs.
Well, yeah, and it is quite thick already, just from opening that door, Sorak. So even your dark vision is a bit hampered from
Yeah,
the
yeah,
thick
yeah. No,
the thick
I'm
smoke.
more of. I don't want my lungs to become. So
It won't let me. It won't let me. Okay, I'm not actually going through. I'm on top. I'm not in the room.
you're up
I'm
by
above.
C. You're up by Cavern Cave C. Is that what you're saying?
Is there a means
Yeah,
where,
I guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
how are we going to estimate that? Would maybe Sorak with his dwarvenness be able to assist estimating like from the outside where that cavern is?
I don't know. I can estimate downward. I can estimate from where I
No,
am
but
how
you
high.
need to be able to estimate how far that direction and that direction it is. Whether how far she needs to drill down, that's her problem. But she needs to make sure she's above the cavern.
Right.
Okay. So, do I need to use my stargazing spell to do that, or?
No, this is more like stonework or dungeoneering. So yeah, the
Okay.
dwarf would be the best equipped to tell you how far to
I'm
go.
gonna look down over the hill and I'm gonna see him
Okay.
standing outside now and
What?
shout, Sora, come here, I need your help.
Okay. I'll do my best to estimate for her.
Okay.
Explain to him what we're doing.
What kind of
So
roll do I need to do?
give me a oh, you have an ability, right? Part of
It's
your
an innate
racial.
ability, yes.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
is it a
but
bonus
it
to a
really
roll?
is more of it's determined depth and direction,
Right. But is
but
it?
it's more aimed for underground.
Sure, yeah. But I'm wondering if it's a roll. You know what? Just roll a wisdom
This would
check.
be an enhancement on it, a wisdom. Okay,
Yeah.
this would be kind of trying to use it in a kind of backwards.
Just don't roll a 1. How's that? Okay, good enough. Um. So yeah, so you see Sorak coming up the hill, and he's kind of about middle of it's about here. He sort of points out the middle of the cavern.
Great. Okay. So I need to put in mana. Is this a 1 mana spell now? I mean, now that we're changing the
Well, so what spell are you casting?
Bramble Burrows,
Oh, okay.
right?
Yes. Oh.
The only one I have that'll dig.
That's
Yeah,
cool.
but that's a fake dig.
Um. Not intended to go straight down. It's intended to sort of get you underground a bit, like a rabbit burrow,
Right.
leading to another area of safety in a nearby bramble, or bramble
Right.
whatever they're called, um, patch. Uh,
Right.
so you're trying to bend this spell a little bit and
Yeah.
alter it slightly. So there's a slight chance, I suppose, that it might not achieve the outcome you want, and an even smaller chance that it might actually backfire somehow because you're playing with magic. So why don't you give me an intelligence check? If you happen to fumble, that's bad. And
It's
all
not a
right,
fumble.
and how many feet down would that be? Probably 60 feet, I'm guessing, at that point.
It'd be something like that. Yeah, probably.
Normally, your bramble
Because you're going
burrows.
up a hill.
Yep.
Baratan's just patrolling around looking for trouble while she's doing this.
So
I can't move very far because the map.
1d6 miles. So roll a 1d6. Actually, no. Hold off on. Well, okay. Let's see what you. It's.
Sorry.
I was higher is better. So we'll just say that it actually accomplishes your goal. Give between the check and well,
Okay.
and how much mana is this costing?
That's what I initially.
I think it's going to
It's,
cost you more mana than normal. So whatever the mana cost normally would be.
And again, now that we're using mana, I'm not sure what the cost would normally have been.
So have you been using these spells without actually worrying about the mana cost?
I haven't been using the spells is the problem.
Right. Without
haven't used
thinking
them
too
in
much
quite
about it, we'll just assume you spend 3 mana on it. Get us past
Okay.
that. All right, and I think yes, you accomplished your goal. Now created a
Okay.
6-foot wide, 60 to 70-foot deep hole right beside you.
Nice.
Yep.
And the moment you do, the black smokes immediately starts to billow out all around you. And why don't you make a dex check first?
I'll be keeping well back from this.
All right, now so you weren't able to sort of get out of the smoke in fast enough. This smoke is incredibly toxic, so now you need a poison.
Which one is? Oh, there it is. Can I roll any better?
And you manage to actually. What is your poison?
What do you mean? What is my poison?
What
Alcohol.
is the save? Hang on a second.
What was it Ethan said that one time when you asked him to pick your poison?
+3. Where did the 4 come from?
I don't know. I rolled my constitution.
Level plus con
Oh,
bonus, I guess.
level. Right. Level. But it's not prime, so unfortunately you did not make the save.
Okay.
So you start to choke and gasp and take 6 points of poison
Ouch.
damage.
Ooh.
Ouch. Not 6 wounds. It's 1 wound, but for
And you
6
start
damage.
staggering back down the hill, having accomplished your goal, but now the area is quickly filling with smoke.
Okay.
It starts to billow, mostly upward, of course. And you do see cinders in it now and again. But it looks like it is burning something. Perhaps
Okay,
the flesh of the creature.
I'm gonna I'm gonna take a few pills.
With your steepy stones.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna gasp and choke and start pulling out my little pouch.
Are you at least moving out of the smoke?
Oh yeah, he said I was coming down the hill.
Veritan's shouting, "Get out of there!"
Well, just
Definitely
means
looking to stand. Definitely looking to stand upwind of that smoke.
Okay. See which way the wind is. North, northeast, eastward.
Okay. So I'm gonna eat enough stones to negate that damage. And then through coughing, I'm going to point out that I'm down to 1 stone. And so I need milk. I need milk now.
Or those bushes, huh? Isn't it bushes now you're asking us to look for?
Yeah, we have to find some bushes now.
Madam, I caution you against using all your resources in such an endeavor. I can assist, and my resources can be replenished. So, in future, let me know first before you use up anything that you have for increasing your health.
Sure.
All right. Anybody want to do anything else? Arista seems to have created a vent. Smoke is billowing mostly
And
upward.
Arista's ready to go to bed for the night. I mean,
But there's no sign of danger
I've
up
blown
here.
it all.
I'm going to keep looking out. I'm on the top, so wherever you see my character, I'm not actually there.
I
I'm
see.
just
Yep.
looking out, especially over Cavern C and all that way. Do I see what's outside on Cavern C, or is that not outside? That's inside too.
Oh, I
On the
suppose
map.
you could look inside. Give me
Or peeking inside Cavern C. Yeah, I'll go down and peek in there. Oh, why am I moving Sorek? That's not my intention. Where am I?
You're right here in the corner.
Right here.
Ah, there I am. Yeah.
I myself am going back under the ground.
Ooh,
I
it goes that
follow
way.
swiftly.
So yeah, I peeky into Cavern, whatever.
So what do you see? I gotta load that up.
Ooh.
Veriton, are you sitting on top of the sea?
I don't see all our old scrawlings on this map.
No?
No, I
Looking at the
don't
map,
remember.
did you guys ever go west out of room 11 there? Whoops.
All right. West out of 11. No, 11 is that door is boarded. And
It was boarded up from that side.
yes,
Like,
and it had symbols of like skull and crossbone type symbols. Warning,
Yeah.
beware.
Okay.
And
Cool.
and we have experience that tells us don't go through those kinds of things.
The
Like we had a near TPK at the beginning of the game that killed everybody but Arista
Wow.
by
So-
going through one of those kinds of things.
So sorry. There's warning symbols and
yes, in Cobalt there were symbols indicating death. Essentially, death lies beyond this door.
okay, nice.
The to the
Nice,
north,
nice.
Varaton, as you're peering northward up into that cave, you see a large room. Part of it looks hewn, sort of man-made. You have looks to be the beginnings of a stairs leading upwards, and flanked by two statues of very large humanoid creatures that look part tree, part man. Looks like it's very large men with bark for skin. Their faces are sort of they sort of have branches for ear, and they have horns made of branches. They're of course they're marble stone. They depict these large man tree creatures.
Now, what might be bad for kobolds might be good for the rest of the world.
That's what I was thinking myself. I was wondering if that would be the case.
Or it could be bad for everybody.
Right.
that is a strong possibility.
Okay, let's go and check out if the worm is dead before we think about even messing with Cavern 2C.
Okay, how do you
Yep.
propose to? Zorak, are you standing
Huh?
outside that door, or are you on the outside?
Yes, I am. I
Did you
went back
shut that door
underground.
at all?
Nope.
Oh, you're standing in the smoke.
Well, I wouldn't have stood in the smoke.
Well, it's
I would
that smoke
imagine the
is-
hole would have caused, it to go up out
Yes.
there and not to keep coming.
But the fire still burns. I would say anything as soon as you begin to re-enter room 4, that smoke is still very thick
Okay.
and dangerous to linger with.
Dwarves.
No,
If
not
it dep-
dangerous to dwarves. Dwarves are resistant to such pitiful things as poisons.
Actually, are they? Sounds.
Yeah, +2.
Oh, okay. Not immune, you're resistant. Gotcha. All right. Well, if you truly do want to brave the smoke, I'll assume you've been
Well,
in there for a couple
not
of rounds.
really wanting to, be so brave, but just not so worried about it.
All right. Well, give me
And I am quite short.
the smoke. You're standing under the smoke. Is that what it is?
Potentially. Potentially. I don't know what you all are having a problem about. It's a little smoky, but
All right. Well, give me three poison saves then. I'm gonna say that you've been in there
Okay.
at least 3 rounds,
okay.
and you're looking to beat 20. That plus 5 plus that does not add prime, right? So that's actually 24. So that's good. 23. Oh, plus 2 more, so even more than that.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
with
oh
plus
no.
2.
No. So, given the critical failure, you can take 6 points of choking, acrid smoke damage.
Ack.
Critical failure. Oh, damn.
It's in your nose and in your beard and your hair. You're gonna be smelling
Yeah.
it for the rest of the day.
You will.
Yes.
Now you're blood stained and soot covered
Smoky.
and smoky smelling.
Look like a
I
street
am
urchin.
really. I could probably weave my way through them wretches back at the keep and mills. Stay away from me.
It's a
Well,
There's
sad
a
job
you
when
know,
the half orc
considering
isn't the most filthy member of the party.
Oh.
Oh.
I think the
There
only.
is a
considering the
Go ahead.
There's a stream just right here.
considering the natural talents of dwarves, I mean, smelling like fire is not unusual.
No. Little congested in the chest right now, but that's okay.
All right.
Mark, is there a are those statues the tree men? Are those statues visible from where I'm currently positioned, or was that something that only Veritas could see?
Yeah,
Veritas, excuse me.
well, okay, and I'm sorry. I thought Veritine was standing up there when he looked there. Whoever, yeah, see, certainly where you are
Yeah,
standing.
I was when I looked there, but I since moved back down to the
Yeah.
entrance of the thing. If you want, I'll put myself back.
Nope,
if you
nope,
want
nope, nope, nope.
there.
I was trying to remember, see if I was seeing things misremembered. No, yeah, you could certainly where Veriton is standing with his low light vision, dark vision, one or the other. He can see those statues up into the stairs a little bit.
Okay. At whatever point, well, okay. Since I can't see them yet, I'll wait until I can.
But are you intending to enter?
Well, I don't know that there's anything there yet.
No, if you're up there near me, then I let you know what's there before I head back to the
okay.
entrance. Okay.
Sorry, didn't hear that. So yeah, I'll step forward and I'll see if I can, if I recognize them as any type of maybe religious iconography or from a historical perspective, anything like that.
Oh, sure. Give me a wisdom check.
Okay.
Add, your bonus to your level plus. I think that'd be prime for you, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So it normally adds it on, right? Automatically if I just roll it straight from the attribute.
Yeah, roll it from the attribute and then to add 6 for it being prime. The math here doesn't add 6 for prime. Oh, yeah, you nailed it.
29.
Yeah, so you not only know about it, you know who made it, you know the year he made it. So
Nice.
the statues, your knowledge, represent trolls. They are sort of a predecessor evolutionary step of trolls when the trolls were more somewhere between man and tree. So they certainly indicate something of troll kind. The trolls that the rest of you might know are slightly different, don't look like this, which is why they're not immediately apparent that these are troll-like. But the trolls of today are much more sort of like mutated trees.
Do any of them look like royalty?
No, they look like they are some sort of guardians, some sort of warrior. They're in a more of a warrior pose. They don't have any armor or weapons, but they look like they are in a stance, sort of hands on hip, where they're guarding something. You
So no troll lords, just trolls.
just troll. And
Is
an
there a
ancient form of
general?
troll.
Go ahead.
No, just go ahead. Ancient form of troll.
I was just going to say, is there a general understanding of modern trolls, what their capabilities are, or are they still really a mystery to most folk?
Yeah, they're not often encountered, so most of it is sort of rumor. But it is commonly believed that they do have regenerative properties. They are incredibly strong, not very bright, but they do still maintain or retain rather their kinship with the nature. This ancient form were not considered necessarily evil, not neither good nor evil, more neutral in demeanor. The trolls of today are generally feared and not, like I said, not often encountered. And
Are they,
take few people have ever they battled a troll and won. Most people wouldn't have the common sense to run unless you were obviously very experienced or in a very big group.
are we aware of a general pride in their ancestry? Meaning, would it be likely that modern trolls carved these or created these, or would this be something that would perhaps have come from a previous generation or several previous generations?
Um, since you don't exactly have the lore of this particular area, it would strike you as strange for common modern day trolls to have this level of artwork. They're generally considered sort of dumb and feeble-minded. So they aren't known for their art or um, sort of even organized, civilized behaviors. So
So
it does strike
typically
you,
more prim.
more primitive.
Uh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I share all that information with my companions there, so we all have it. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's a good next step for us or not, but you know, I share all that information, just sort of substantiating that position.
Does the bell ring when he tells us about found out? Might could I make knowledge roll as well?
You could. I'm not sure how much more I could share with you that they didn't already share. Let me think. From your knowledge, maybe you would have. Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure what else I could share. You're welcome to make a roll if you can somehow beat a 29. Um, if there's anything else I could share, I would
I'm
share it.
just thinking if I have any ability that could help.
Yeah, I have to. I apologize. I have to turn you up because I can barely hear you. So what was that last
It
thing?
seems I have problems with my headset.
No, it's fine. I can hear you now. I turned you up visually. Yeah, I don't think
Um,
honestly. I don't think a knowledge check for you would gain you much more here. I mean, you
yes,
got a 19 or a 20. You'd have to roll.
I think the same. Okay, I just scratch my head and nod.
Know you of any perhaps any tales or anything of such that involve these creatures? Given that you are, I sort of lean back a little bit and look you up and down. Look, you appear to be some type of a minstrel.
Uh, mm,
Perhaps
maybe
epic poems
uh,
or songs.
I have the cipher script which could help me. Maybe if I heard some ancient or older tale I've encrypted, I've deciphered, maybe somewhere in the past,
All right,
about
give.
some ancient troll civilization predating the beasts we know today.
Sure. You know, give me an intelligence check, and we'll see where you land. Oh yeah.
Oh man, it wanted to be an 18.
Not really.
I really wanted to
Okay,
help you, but
today's not my lucky day.
yeah. I mean, even with 12, that's not a whole lot. Yeah, you can confirm
Cool.
the common wisdom, which is trolls generally bad,
And I
big brutes, regenerative power. That's about it.
and maybe I add some untrue stories.
Mm-hmm.
I heard.
Or you could make up stories. My brother, sister, and cousin once encountered a troll.
Yeah,
Killed 3 of them with
third
one
and
blow.
fourth. Yeah, fourth and fifth hand anecdote. But that seems like an awful big bite to me, guys. I don't know if that. I don't know how you guys feel about going there, but that seems like a big bite. If that's what's in.
I'm not up there. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just saying that out of character. But anyway.
Yeah, to be clear, this is not exactly reminiscent of modern day trolls. It is a little unusual. So it is definitely troll centered.
Esque.
Yeah, troll esque, but it doesn't immediately scream there are modern day trolls right here. But you'd have to make an assumption one way or the other.
Sure.
Yeah. My focus right now is I really want to know, is that damn worm dead?
Mm. That's
Has the
right.
smoke stopped yet?
No, the smoke is going to continue for 8 more rounds. And that's 8 more past the 3 that Sorak was already waiting. So if Sorak wants to continue at that door, he can give me 8 more.
Oh no, I backed down to the bottom of the steps.
Okay. You pretty much
After I started feeling it.
right. All right. So after I don't know, a couple more minutes, smoke starts to thin out, billowing out of your arcane chimney, and to the point where it's mostly just kind of thick smoke, um, and embers. It doesn't seem quite so choking as it once was.
Do I notice this from room 1? Because that's where I'm hanging out waiting for the smoke to start dissipating through room 4.
Yeah, you would not be able to tell from there because you're so far away. I mean, generally the smoke has filled all this kind of area here, not choking up where it is up at the north end of room 4.
I might hear my hacking get quieter as I move.
Yeah, exactly.
Up.
Oh, the dwarf's dead. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile,
It's getting more feeble. Yeah.
and the party is perfectly
has
split
it-
at the moment, and I'm not taking advantage. Shame on me. We got 3 different parties effectively. Yeah, I would say after about 5 rounds, Sorak, you could probably start to proceed in without the as a
Okay.
dwarf with some resistance to poison. You are able to hack it. And as you get in, you can also see that the smoke is starting to thin, and after another minute or two, it is thin to the point where you can go in. But again, your vision is obscured by smoke, so you don't have perfect dark
I'm just
vision.
kind of trying to look, see what I can see.
You do see a glowing embers of a large worm-like figure.
Does it seem to be still intact, or more of there's a big chunk of it that is burnt away?
It is the best way to describe it is a mostly burnt 20-foot log.
Yeah, I was just gonna
Glowing
say
in the
I'm
corner.
thinking of a log
Yes.
that might still have an intact ends. The middle is kind of
No,
burnt out.
you can see about 3/4 of its mass have burned away. What you're seeing now are just kind of small, brightly glowing white, that kind of white yellowish flame. And
I'd like to remark to. I'm sorry, I thought you were.
no, go ahead.
I'd like to remark to those that are near me. Looks like there's not so much smoke coming out now. Like it's starting to fizzle out and dissipate.
Yep.
I
Still
hope that
thick
thing's
enough you
dead
wouldn't be
before
able to
she goes
see down that chimney, though. But Sorak, from his
Right.
vantage point, is quite confident that the creature seems to have been burned enough to a
Expired.
point where, yeah, it is expired. It's no longer intact. All that remains are smoldering ashes.
Yeah. With that, I'm gonna start to walk away.
It doesn't occur to me to call down the hole.
Yeah, that's good. You probably get a big face full of smoke.
Well,
I'm gonna come down,
Okay.
man.
I'm
It
gonna
seems like it.
make my way around, try not to hack as I pass by the water.
So no one's interested in the door at 11.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't say that either,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm just
I think we generally agree to leave it the hell alone.
for the moment, yes.
To help
I'm
give
gonna
you some,
just kind of sit down and
yeah. So,
drink something.
yeah, Sorak, and you deserve the drink. It's well earned. I would say you are quite confident that the worm is destroyed beyond.
So, Sorak, how did it look in there? Do you
Distance.
need any help?
Looks
Anything
kind of
left to
like
burn?
a big dead thing.
Arista got it. Then.
Most she got it.
If only she let us know of these spells before.
Yes, we could have dealt with this before it got this big, and might have. Yeah,
I wonder what other secret she's hiding.
humans. They don't
No, I
like.
don't. That's the problem.
Yeah,
It's as if I forgot all of the
they're
things
a
I used to
shifty
know. And
lot, let me tell you.
it's as if I forgot all the things I used to know, and now I know. Wait, let me come down here and chat with you guys.
Now you know how Void Walker really feels.
All right.
I can probably make it easier and remove all that.
And now I know like how to put enemies to sleep and how to attack them with acid and to throw fireballs and to move fast and to hold somebody in a place and to be invisible.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did
So
you get hit
I
upside
didn't
the
need to
head
be
or
using my
something?
runes all this time to be invisible. You could have done it for me.
Did you fall and hit your head and realize
I think
you don't have as much amnesia as you thought?
so.
Because
Perhaps.
those seem like some quite
Useful tricks.
major details to have
Right?
forgotten about yourself.
Yeah.
I thought you were just some crazy lady who had this fetish for stones and milk.
Well, I mean, I still like stones and milk.
Well, what she's not telling you was a few weeks ago in her dream, she was visited by Lady Gothmog, the goddess of luck and whiners. And
Fucking whiners.
and she
Fucking whiners.
and the goddess, the Lady Gothmog, said, "I have heard your whining, and your prayers are now answered. I shall replace your useless. No, you're more useful, but oh, what word would she use? You are so biased against using these spells, I've decided to replace them with more mundane spells. You're welcome.
Her not so silent plea.
Yes.
Minors, closely related to minors, but completely different.
Nobody wanted to let me use the spells on them.
He wanted to
that's
turn
not
me
true.
into a beast.
Exactly.
I thought you
I
had some really good
really
application.
have a problem with that.
I can do
Already
that if
they
you
are
like.
whining again.
Yeah. Perhaps each of you shall be visited by Lady Gothmog. And so the campaign gets less weird.
Yeah.
How unfortunate.
Oh well. That's right. It'll
I
get
did like
weirder.
some of those others.
Yeah, well, I did too. I was hoping she was going to get creative and use them, but that's all right. Got to be comfortable with it. I get it.
Yeah, they're not for everybody.
All right,
Not
well,
for
we're a few minutes past our 4 o'clock our time, so
Okay.
yep. So, what are you planning on going west of 11, or going up into C, or what do you think?
I think our perception of time got distorted somewhere. I perceive it as being later in the day than it is than 1 o'clock, because at lunchtime we were sending a portal through to Holmgren, and now apparently it's 1 o'clock and we're miles away in the cavern. So
It's a 45-minute ride,
Right.
and then whatever 10 minutes here.
Yep.
And then, however long we've been
Yeah,
here,
but-
we've been here for a bit
but we
now.
went to speak to the captain of the guard. We went to speak to the priest, and then get our horses.
All right.
And
I
charge
can
out.
hear. I can hear that you need it to be much later in
I don't need it, but
the sun is.
oh, that's
sun
a
is
bit
low on the
too
horizon.
precise. Come on. Are you sure it's not 15:17 p.m.?
Oh, 16.
All right.
I swore it was 5:14.
Damn, my watch is just off.
Yes, my sundial's off.
And counting.
Okay. My God, time is flying now.
What have you done?
Stop,
You've offended the god of time.
That's Gothmog. That was the whining thing again.
Yeah, damn that goth mug.
That's cool.
But yeah, I think we need to go back and report to Priest that the thing is dead. Long live the thing. Or rather, the thing's godlike representative that this one actually wasn't.
On.
Well, good. Tor, old buddy, could you possibly lend a friend a nice patch of health?
Happily.
Smoke
Say
got
with a
to me
smile.
a little bit.
What I would propose is we just snoop around a bit more in the entrance area of C, and then when we have a better idea of what we're up against there, we head back to the keep, report back to Priest, have a good night's sleep, and think about what to do the next day.
Go ahead and roll your D8, sir.
D8, okay.
Not bad.
I can live with just one wound.
Excellent.
That's good enough. I thank you. Why not?
Madam Arista, would you care to have some of the damage that you may have taken healed, or is it enough?
I'm good. I just need more rocks and milk.
Do you need a
Yes.
slug in the gut to try to cough back up the ones?
No.
I don't know. You must have got hit in the head. Maybe hit in the gut will help too. Who knows?
anybody
what
else
new
need any-
thing-
Anybody else need any healing? Otherwise, I'm going to
I'm
take it.
good, thanks.
Alkias, you good?
Yep, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Okay. All right, so am I.
Should have let you roll for me.
Oh, I'm glad we didn't get to see the fumble table today.
Yeah, it's a good day when we don't see that table.
Oh, I forgot about those. Ugh. Ones are not Rollmaster based.
They are not quite that extreme.
Okay.
Mark, I'm still
Nothing.
using spell slots. I don't know if that's a violation or anything, but I don't know anything about the spell points. Is it just one per spell level or something?
I gotta refresh my memory, but I believe it would normally be one per like level of spell that you would cast. What I originally was trying to go with for Krista being the only caster at the time was that she could spend as much mana as she wanted. In other words, all spells were essentially level 0 spells or level 1 at it. And that if the more mana she put into it, the more effective the spell. But if she went above a certain level, say her actual level on the casting, there would be a slight chance for spell failure. There's actually a table for that. So if you're interested in going that way, we could certainly talk about doing it. I think it was meant more for
As a divine,
yeah,
as a divine caster, I'm okay. Yeah,
yeah. If you
it
just want
kinda
to stick
fits
to
more
level,
for arcane.
yeah. I'll leave it up to you. It's your call. If you want to go mana, then I'll refresh my memory on the mana costs. Calculate your mana. Otherwise, if you want to stick to level, that's pretty straightforward.
Okay, cool.
And if you want, I can go find you some interesting spells too. There's lots of.
I don't mind that. I don't mind it. I mean, obviously, there's a theme here with him, but yeah, I don't mind unusual spells at all.
Sure. So there's most of her spells came from a couple of books. Wonder and Wickedness. They just released a new one. Book of Gaub. What is the name of the press? I can't think of it offhand.
The Frog God?
No.
No.
It's the Lost Pages, I think, or something like that. And the third one is Malisons and something M starting
Yeah,
with
Lost
M.
Pages.
Yeah, the
So
Lost.
unusual spells with a military flavor and perhaps not delving too much into the chaotic part of things.
No promises.
Since I am lawful,
yeah,
I am lawful good. I don't know how that's going to hurt me.
I know. Well, it's how you use the spell. You don't blame the game, blame the player, or what's that saying?
Gotcha.
Well, I've been looking for some time ever since we got back from Ayanoka to start studying my potential new runes, but I've just not had a chance yet. We've been on full pace ever since we got back.
Lots on the docket.
Well, I think what we should do is, and I've been meaning to do this for 2 weeks, is settle out our experience point. Maybe that will matter next week. You might want to think about, setting aside some time to do studying, all casters or whatever.
Yeah.
There was an XP question in the chat.
Yes, I think I missed the XP from my second session.
Yeah, no, honestly, I don't think I've been doing XP for the last 3, including this one. So
yeah, I'm very much where I was before. So
let's. I would do it now, except we're really running over now. So let's do it very first thing next session.
Cool.
Or if you want, you know what? If you, I'll do it a little later tonight, and then I'll let you guys know where you are.
Okay,
that works. I'll do it in the chat. In the field.
Okay, sounds good.
Cool. Yep. Okay, thanks. Thanks for the game, and have a good night. Oh, next week I probably will struggle to make it, or if I do make it, I'm going to be exceptionally tired because I've got a scout camp in Luxembourg Friday night, Saturday, and coming back on Sunday 5 o'clock, and then I've got equipment to unload and things. So
that sounds fun.
Yeah,
it will be fun, but it does mean that in the evening I will be shattered. and absolutely exhausted, so I probably can't make it next week.
Okay.
Shattered. I like that expression.
Hey, you don't use it so much over there?
Not at all to describe oneself.
Oh yeah, no, it's maybe it's common to my region of the UK. I don't know. I never thought about it before. For me, it's just a word. Okay, all right. I'll let you know at the time. I'll drop something in Gilded and let you know how I'm feeling. But the chances are I'll be flat. I'll be flat on my back, sleeping.
Okay.
But we shall see.
Yeah, we'll have fun.
Cool.
Okay, thanks for
Yeah,
the
enjoy
game
it.
from me as well.
Absolutely.
See
I
you
had
next
total fun tonight or this afternoon. This
You
was
got
awesome.
Yeah, because you got to
something.
kill stuff.
I got to do something for
You got
once.
to use your useful spells you like.
Yes.
All right.
I just don't
And of course,
understand why you never did it before.
I
What wizard
know.
doesn't love Fireball?
Right.
I
And Mark,
felt
if you
like a
find
certain
anything weird,
thing.
shoot it my way.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'll go look into those books and share what I think you might like. So.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool.
Great session, man. Thanks for it.
Yep, thank you.
Okay, then bye
Cheers,
bye.
guys.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Good night, everybody.